What exactly are stocks? Jack's here, meet Cooper. Cooper wants to start a massive egg business in the heart of the US, but Cooper needs capital, serious money, to get those coops running. Cooper doesn't have the cash. He considers robbing a bank, but, well, let's just say Cooper isn't built for prison. So Cooper has a better idea. He goes to the wealthiest people in the neighborhood and asks for an investment. In exchange for their cash, these rich neighbors get a small piece of Cooper's egg empire. This piece is called a stock. By buying egg stock, these investors become partial owners of the business. With this new capital, Cooper has to resist the urge to buy a shiny new Cybertruck and instead invest in more chickens and better feed to grow the business. Growing the business means more profit. When Cooper's business makes money, the investors get a slice of that profit sent straight to their pockets. These are called dividends. When Cooper wins, everybody wins. Now, you'll hear people use the words stocks and shares like they're the same thing, kind of like how some people say garbage and others say trash. But in the financial world, they're actually different. Think of it like this. If the entire business is a massive egg carton, the shares are the individual eggs inside that carton. The more egg stock an investor buys, the more individual shares they receive, and the higher the percentage of Cooper's business they actually own. But just like people, not all stocks are the same. Stocks from massive legendary companies, the ones that have been around forever, are slow growing but very reliable. In the US, we call these blue chip stocks. On the flip side, you have the tiny high-risk startups. These are the wild cards that could go to the moon or crash to zero. We call these penny stocks. All of this action happens at the stock market. Think of it as a giant digital jungle where every company sets up a stand so people can buy and sell their pieces of the pie. When prices are climbing and everyone is feeling greedy, we call it a bull market. But when the economy gets scared and prices start tanking, it's a bear market. Basically, if there's a bull in the market, people are happy. Everyone likes a bull. But if there's a bear, people start hiding. Now let's talk about funds. Much like humans on a cold winter night, some stocks crave the warmth of others. A group of different stocks bundled together is called a fund. For example, the S&P 500 is a basket made of the 500 largest companies in the US. It's a mix of tech, food, energy, everything. Any regular person can invest in this fund. When you do, you get a tiny piece of all 500 companies at once. Most people see this as a safe investment because it's low risk, unless, of course, the big leaves, the politicians, decide to mess things up. Then you have hedge funds. These are the VIP groups of stocks that can make people a massive amount of money, but they come with a huge risk of losing everything. These aren't for the everyday worker. Usually only the ultra-wealthy can play this game. These funds become more valuable when the individual stocks inside them go up. But why do prices change in the first place? Why does an egg cost more today than yesterday? It could be many things. More people wanting eggs? Price goes up. Cooper's business expanding to new states? Price goes up. But if news breaks that Cooper's chickens are on strike, price goes down. Even a simple tweet or a news report about a super secret project can send the price into orbit. If any of this still feels confusing, just remember this one very, very important rule. This video is for entertainment and education only. It is not financial advice. Please do not sue Cooper, and definitely don't sue Jax. The system is complex, but understanding it is the first step to beating it. Subscribe to Me vs. Money to make sure you're the one holding the eggs, not the one getting cracked. See you in the next one.